Hello. So today there was, I think I made a connection today, and I wanted just to elaborate on it, and maybe wipe away some of the cobwebs that are up in this brain. So, one of the things I've noticed today is that people who tend to be more anxious, or worried for, or nervous, are also, for me, at least from what I've observed, tend to be people who are more um, empathetic and caring to other people. And I want to get into this a little bit. Maybe not too much, I don't know, but I want to try to make the connections to it. So for someone who's nervous, who's worrisome, who is anxious, they are anxious because or one they seem to be anxious and nervous because of their connection with the outside world. They understand the dangers and um, the dangers of this life and what could go wrong. And for an anxious person, a lot of the times we hear about the nervousness and anxiousness of themselves, right? They're anxious about what would happen to themselves. What would they um, the feelings they get with inside. Right, if they're going to go on a roller coaster, they're scared, or they have this uneasiness about them because there's a fear or that something bad will happen to them. And this is what we usually see is the nervousness and anxiousness is directed towards themselves. But what I have seen and noticed, at least on my time, and then kind of clicked today, is that empathy, well, not empathy specifically, but caring for other people, wanting to see other people cared for or be okay, is almost like this anxiousness and nervousness extended out to other people. Of course, doesn't isn't always something that's great. It's something that's amazing. We've Psycho, the movie Psycho, is one of these extreme situations of a nervous, anxious as person of the mother are taking care of Norman and making sure he's okay all the time. And sheltering off from the complete world to a point that he becomes psycho. Um, I don't haven't watched that movie, but that's the first thing that comes to mind. Another one is Jason Voorhees with just the mother figure, the overprotective mother figure, and I think this comes from a deep anxiety, a nervousness. Um, well, not this one in particular, but some aspects of caring for others comes from a nervousness, anxiousness for other people to make sure they are okay, that they are understand the dangers of their surroundings. Well, maybe not understand the dangers, but that they that the person who's anxious understands that there's dangers around the world that could harm this person that they care for. So their anxiousness and nervousness kicks in to oh, uh, to push them forward to care for the other person. So it's almost like anxiousness and nervousness is a backdrop pushing this care forward. And of course, we have the extreme, but I don't necessarily think it's a thing that like nervousness and anxiousness should be something we cut off completely because it has biological roots to help keep us safe. Right? It's made to keep us safe. If whenever we were hunter and gatherers, if there was rustling in the bush and we didn't know what it was, we would get nervous and anxious. Why? Because 9 times out of 10, it probably was something dangerous that we had to protect ourselves from. but now we have to insert now, well, we have these bodies in a 21st century world where there's not a lot of danger around. So we have to carry these and know when it's okay to play into our anxiousness and to say, okay, hey, I'm okay. This person in front of me is okay. I not the well, not okay, but I'm anxious, and this anxiousness is actually playing on a real fear and real danger that will happen to myself or even to someone else. So I should play and act on that not fear, but nervousness and anxiousness. And I think that's one aspect we should cultivate more into ourselves is asking ourselves, okay, is this anxiety, is this nervousness for ourselves or another person something that is not genuine, but has is based on genuine danger? And sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. And that's why when people are so anxious for and nervous for other people, it comes out as caring, and it comes out as make sure you do this. It's hot outside. Make sure you do this. It's dangerous on the road. Make sure you do this. But it's got to be tempered as well. There's got to be a little balance to it as well. But I found it was very interesting, the correlation and maybe correlation, not correlation, but connection I found between anxiety, nervousness, and people who tend to be more caring and caring for others, taking care of others. So, because of their sensitivity to this world and almost knowing on an unconscious level that there's dangers out there and they want to keep you safe from those dangers. So that was interesting, kind of rambled, but I found that was amazing, and it makes me appreciate a lot more the people who, because I'm not anxious, much of an anxious person, but appreciate people who are a little bit more anxious, a little bit more nervous, and who tend to think a little bit more on the what could go wrong, and kind of help me tell me different actions I should take to protect myself, or to for them, I'm telling someone else to protect themselves. So what? Before I leave you, one example being it was very hot outside, and the person I'm staying with, I told them I was gonna go on a run, and they were like, "Hey, it's really hot outside. Just make sure you bring some water." You know, for me, I didn't listen because have ran hotter, and this is something I do pretty regularly. But it was interesting and to know that her nervousness of me having a heat stroke or overexertion, and kind of prompted her or to be like, oh wow, this person that I do care for is going to do something that might have some danger to it. And let me try to give him advice and tell him what I or do something to protect him from that danger. And for me, I'm very appreciative. And if you're someone who is a little bit more are nervous and anxious, it's kind of think about it in these terms, right? Think about it in the terms of empathy, caring for, and think more on, okay, how can I use my anxiety and nervousness as to help perpetuate my caring and loving for others? When is it too much? And get away of the feeling that I should get rid of all of it. Because it's something that makes you special, and it also can help the world and others if used skillfully. So, thank y'all, and I'll see you tomorrow.